My name is Lloyd. I live here in Alpine in East San Diego County, and I've lived here on this property for over 40 years. I want to tell you about our recent conversion of what was a guest house to an accessory dwelling unit, an ADU, and how Charlie Whitney, who owns Whitney Construction, was instrumental in that process, and how Whitney Construction saved us a tremendous amount of money in this project. In 1990, based on what was allowed then on a single-family lot, we built a two-story guest house. In late 2022, based on new changes to the California law, we wanted to convert what was originally the guest house into what is now called an accessory dwelling unit, an ADU. That required us to essentially connect the two floors, which had not been connected before. The bottom floor was a storage area and shop, and the upstairs was the guest house. So the big challenge here was really the stairwell that would connect the two floors. All the work was done internally. I interviewed about 6 or 7 contractors, and one of them was Charlie Whitney of Whitney Construction. I received bids from about all 6 or 7 of the contractors, and again, with the emphasis on the stairwell, the bids all rolled in somewhere in the mid-40,000s, which struck me as quite a bit of money for a stairwell. So when I talked to the various people, I quickly settled on Charlie because the value he added right off the bat was when he looked at the plans that the county had approved for our new permit to do the conversion, he said, these plans as drawn look like they were drawn to a commercial standard for the stairway and not a residential standard. He said, I think we can do a lot better than that and get this cost way down for you. So he suggested that we have another structural engineer look at them instead of the one that was part of the plans that were drawn up in 2022. And that's exactly what we did. On his recommendation, we hired another structural engineer to redraw that portion of the plans regarding the stairwell. And I had to pay that structural engineer $1,400 total. And the county accepted that change in the plans from the new engineers under what is called a construction change. And that allowed us to do very little work to get the stairwell done. In fact, the work on the stairwell came out many, many thousands less than the original bids. Charlie was key to that. And not only did Charlie do that for us, but he interacted with the county inspectors who inspected other things as well besides just the stairwell. The electrical setup, the plumbing setup downstairs, everything. He interacted with all the inspectors and ultimately brought us to a fully approved accessory dwelling unit, which we have now. The value added that Charlie brought, and it's a great example of how he watches out for his customers, because he immediately did not see any reason to spend, $40-some odd thousand on a project that should come in probably around where it did, at around $10,000. This not only to me exhibits his skill as a contractor, but the honesty and integrity that Charlie brought to the process throughout just could not be more exemplary. I'm now 81 years old. It's my experience that you don't meet too many people these days who do business like Charlie does. So we were delighted that we became associated with him. In essence, his word is his bond. So this was a great experience for us, and I'm just delighted to recommend Charlie to anyone. And if anyone seeing this video is interested in hearing anything more from me, you could reach me through Charlie at Whitney Construction. Thank you very much.